Hello and good evening, everyone. When you see this picture, what do you think about it? When you think back to your time in school, what do you remember most? Is it the homework and tests, or is it the relationships you built with others? If you are like most people, it is the latter. But how do those friends influence behavior? Recent studies have concluded that friendships are more important than you might think. In many cases, they are even among the biggest indicators of success in school. Of course, that could be a problem for the students who don't make friends easily, which is why they need your help. Fortunately, making new friends doesn't have to be hard, especially once you know where to look and how to put yourself out there. My speech topic for today is about students should get to know each other. Let me tell you an example of how lack of social connection can affect a child's well-being and success at school. Kalun is an English language learner and new student to a secondary school in Auckland from China. Although Kalun is a bright student, he feels isolated at school and worries that his accent sets him apart from the other students his age. As a result, coming to school is highly stressful and he has trouble focusing on new lessons. Students like Kalun with weak social connections at school have lower attendance and rates of achievement, higher rate of school dropout, and may experience anxiety. What I can say is students or we all should get to know other students to get the better life and experience. Hello and good evening. What is the problem? Why students should get to know each other? Why students can't be lonely person? There are several issues that lead the importance of get to know each other among students. First, social connection is crucial for learning. Student flexible transfer of their knowledge and skills each other. The sorting of new information into previously had schema or adapting current schema to allow for new understanding requires an unstressed brain. Lack of social connection also limits a student's ability to creatively solve problems. Framed another way, social connection is fundamental to human happiness, and when we are unhappy, our critical thinking skills are highly depressed. The availability of the prefrontal cortex for flexible use of knowledge or skill is compromised in a person feeling lonely or rejected. Second is mental and physical health and well-being. When you're lonely, you may be in social threat and bullying. Students who have weak friendships are often identified by bullies as prime targets. These students tend to have a low self-image, will likely not respond to aggressive acts by an abuser, although lack of an outward response is not indicative of a lack of internal impact. Students who are labeled as members of the out-group feel the stress of verbal or physical abuse even more strongly. The lack of a social safety net decreases their ability to recover from bullying and abuse. Students should get more friends to avoid from depression and anxiety. Over time, loneliness or rejection may lead to mental illness. Depression and anxiety among children and young people are a growing problem in many countries. In extreme cases, anxiety, depression, and even loneliness or social isolation can lead to tragic events like suicide and school shootings. Lastly, makes friends can easy to get better grade in study group. Procrastination solution is really help students who love to do last minute of work. Because study group meet at regular times, attending students cannot procrastinate. If alone, a student might postpone studying until the night before class or may put off learning even longer. When in a study group, however, students must be present at a specific time and they must be prepared to contribute to the study session. You will stay on top of your subject throughout the semester, a real plus when exam times roll around. If you struggle with procrastination, and many of us do, a study group might be the solution for you. When students get to know other students, they will learn faster. Working together, students in study group can generally learn faster than students working alone. For instance, some part of the textbook that seems completely confusing to you could be quite clear to another student. In a study group, you can learn quickly by simply ask a question instead of spending valuable time puzzling over the difficulty alone. In addition, you can help your fellow friends when they have difficulties understanding something that you do understand. Now that you know the problem of not get to know each other, how to make friends with other students, there are several ways that you can do to make friends. Firstly, make yourself available. If you want to make friends, you first need to put yourself out there somehow in order to meet people. If you just sit alone, friends might come to you, but that's not likely because they might think you want to stay alone. For example, if you are still in school, sit somewhere with other people. It doesn't have to be a crowded table, but try to choose one with at least two other people. Remember, friends rarely come knocking on your door while you sit at home playing on your laptop. If you see opportunities to get out there and meet people, take them. For example, try going to social functions at school or work. If someone invites you to a party, go for it. The next is join an organization or club to meet new people. This is a great way to find other people who have common interests. You don't necessarily need to have a lot of common interests with people in order to make friends with them. Some of the most rewarding friendships are between two people who don't have much in common at all. However, if you like a specific topic, try searching for a location where you can meet people who share the interest. For example, you could join the science club at school, the marching band, a knitting group, or any other shared interest group. If you play instruments or sing, try joining a band or choir. Joining a sport team is a good option if you are the athlete type or just want to try something challenging and new. If you are religious, a church, mosque, temple or other house of worship is a great place to start since you and the other people they will at least have a religious faith in common. The other is look for opportunities to talk to people. You can join a club, go to school or go to church, but you still will not make friends if you don't actually talk to people. By the same token, you don't have to be involved with an organization to be social. Anytime you talk to someone, you have chance at making a lasting friend. Don't worry about saying anything special, just open a conversation by saying something friendly, such as, "Is it a gorgeous day?" or "That is an awesome shirt," and see where it goes from there. You can talk to anybody like the clerk at the video store, the person sitting next to you on public transit, or the person in front of you in the lunch line. Don't be too picky. Having a good manners goes a long way. You can start talking to people by simply greeting them with a good morning, how are you, as you pass them by. Showing simple good manners by greeting people makes you seem more friendly and people try to respond well to it. It's a great way to start communicating with people. So, imagine if you do not make friends, what will happen? Well, let me tell you what will happen to the student's life if do not make friends or know each other. The first is student mental health issue. Feeling lonely can also have a negative impact on your mental health, especially if this feeling have lasted a long time. Some research suggests that loneliness is associated with an increased risk of certain mental health problems, including depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, sleep problems, and increased stress, withdrawing and creating a further sense of isolation. Lonely people spending time on their own can gradually lose their sense of how to be with people socially, and so they withdraw further and their life becomes smaller. Anxiety in social situations. If you are unused to socializing and you have to suddenly learn some social skills to navigate a party or event, it is understandable why your natural instinct is to avoid said events. That won't help your loneliness, and it can be worthwhile tapping into your inner resilience to make the effort to attend and meet new people. The next is grades issue. A student with no friends receive lower grades and are less academically engaged compared to those with even just one friend. If your friends focus on schoolwork and see why it is important, we are filled with the same drive to do well. If we are focused on doing well and taking academic pursuits, we tend to reach out to friends who share the same goals. The other is not enjoying going to school. The student involved in bullying, which is victims, being bullied can affect everything about a child, how they see themselves, their friend, school, and their future. Students who are bullied often experience depression, low self-esteem that may last a lifetime, shyness, loneliness, physical illness, and threaten or attempt self-harm. As a conclusion, get to know other students can get the great life in studies. So to achieve this target, students should make friends with other students to get the better experience. Start to make friends or get to know other students now for your good sake and yourself. Having many friends are very enjoying, but you must remember quality is better than quantity. So choose wisely, guys. So that's all from me. Thank you.